Good afternoon and welcome to the 2019 Division I Cross Country Selection Show. I am your host, Jeremiah Johnson. It is almost time for one of the most anticipated events on the NCAA calendar. We will see determination, grit, and talent in Terre Haute, Indiana, November 23rd at the beautiful Laverne Gibson course, hosting the upcoming championships. The men's 10K race and women's 6K race will be hosted by Indiana State University for the 13th time in the last 18 years. Regional competitions took place at 9 different sites on Friday, setting the field for next weekend's men's and women's championship event. Now, the regional meets brought lots of intense competition on Friday. 2 schools from each region are watching right now knowing they are in. Yes, 18 men's and women's teams will see their name on the screen as automatic qualifiers. The remaining 13 men's and women's programs in the field had to rely on at-large selections to keep their championship hopes alive. At the conclusion of the show, we will reveal the individual runners from schools whose entire team did not qualify. It is time to announce all of the competitors for next week's race. Before we begin, we would like to recognize your defending men's champion, Northern Arizona, who won the last 3 men's cross-country titles, and Colorado, the women's champion in 2018. Who will prevail in 2019? Ladies first, we start with those teams automatically qualifying for the 6K NCAA race. Coming out of the Great Lakes region, we have Michigan State. They won the regional despite not having an All-Big Ten second-teamer, India Johnson, who did not suit up due to a foot injury. All-American Annie Fuller was the fastest MSU runner, finishing second with a personal best time. Michigan also in out of the Great Lakes, 31st appearance for Michigan in the NCAA championships. In the Mid-Atlantic, Penn State is in for the 23rd time in school history. Catherine Monks was runner-up in Friday's Mid-Atlantic Regional, finishing the 6K in a time of 20 minutes, 1 second. Danae Rivers and Julia Patterson also finished in the top 10 for Penn State in the Mid-Atlantic Regional. Villanova is in. 9-time national champion. The 2009 and 2010 champs are in the field for the 31st time. Moving on to the Midwest, we say hello to Illinois. The Illini still celebrating after winning the Midwest Regional for the 2nd time in program history. Illinois was the top-ranked team in the Midwest, had 4 runners earn all-region honors, led by Allison McGrath. It was Allison's 2nd straight year leading the orange and blue at the regional meet. Tulsa is in. The women's 2nd-place performance marks the first ever top 3 regional finish in school history for the Golden Hurricane. Moving on to the Mountain region, BYU is in. It will be the 5th consecutive NCAA championship meet for BYU's women after claiming their 2nd straight WCC championship. BYU put 8 runners in the top 10. All-Americans Erica Burke-Jarvis and Whitney Orton have been dominant once again. Orton took first at both the Bill Dellinger Invitational and the WCC championships, with Burke-Jarvis right behind in second. Burke-Jarvis also won the Pre-Nationals Invitational as well. Hello, New Mexico. Weenie Kaladi won the Mountain West Championship with a record time 19 minutes 11 seconds, a Mountain West record time by 26 seconds. Kaladi was also named the Mountain West Women's Conference Athlete of the Year for the 2nd straight year. She won at the Notre Dame Invitational and came in second in Wisconsin, never finishing lower than second in the last 2 seasons. Congratulations. Now in the Northeast Regional, Harvard was victorious. Domination from the Crimson women in that Northeast Regional as they won by 34 points, clear of 2nd place. Anna Jewell finished 2nd overall, 5th-ranked Harvard, hoping for its best finish in school history. They were 4th back in 1982 at the NCAA championships. Harvard defeated Cornell, but Cornell is in as the 2nd team out of the Northeast, seeing their name on the screen for the first time since 2013. In the South Regional, we have Florida State running on its home course. Florida State won the South Regional for the 2nd straight year. 6 runners made the all-region team. Coach Kelly Phillips referenced that her runners were a little bitter about the coaches' poll, which has the Seminoles ranked 12th. They'll get a chance to prove they are better than that at next week's national championship. Also in from the South is Ole Miss. Congratulations, a first-time team participant in the NCAA championship. Out of the South Central, we say hello to Arkansas. For the first time in program history, Arkansas finished the South Central Regional meet with a perfect score of 15 points. The top-ranked team in the country, Arkansas swept the top 5 spots to claim its 23rd regional title in program history. Taylor Warner won the women's race and said afterwards, I knew we could do it, but when we turned around and saw Maddie Reed, it was like a dream come true, especially since we're all seniors. It was a big deal. It was really fun. It was a dominant meet for Arkansas. Also out of the South Central, Texas is in. The Longhorns won the NCAA championships in 1986 in the field for the 17th time in school history. Out of the Southeast, we have NC State. The Wolfpack women claimed their 4th consecutive Southeast Regional Championship. This locks up a 33rd consecutive NCAA appearance for NC State. Individually, senior Ellie Hennis claimed the regional championship, while each of the NC State runners finished in the top 30 overall. After finishing as the runner-up meet in 2018, Hennis beat out the rest of the competitors by 6 seconds on Friday. Furman is in. 7 straight SoCon titles for Furman. Robert Gary, SoCon Coach of the Year. And just like in the South Central Regional, the same 2 schools earned automatic AQ spots from the Women's South Central Regional in 2018 in that Southeast Regional. Out west, Stanford. Domination for Stanford in the Pac-12 championships. Fiona O'Keefe led a 1-2-3 finish for the Cardinal, who continued to open eyes during the West Regional when they prevailed thanks in part to the individual win from Ella Donahue. She became the first Stanford woman to win an NCAA West Region cross-country title in 12 years. Washington tallied 49 points in the regional Friday to finish second to their conference rival. This was the best runner-up score overall since 2008 in that West Regional. So those are the 18 schools that knew their name was going to be called, but the following 13 women's programs have also been hoping their resumes were good enough to warrant selection. We'll unveil each alphabetically to fill out the field. Air Force is in, just the 2nd NCAA appearance in school history. How about Boise State? Thanks in part to their 5th top 5 finish in the last 6 years at regionals. They have 4 top 5 finishes this year as a team. Boston College will run as a team for the 19th time in the NCAA championships. Colorado is in. The Buffs, the reigning NCAA champions. They did, though, graduate 4 scorers from the 2018 team. Colorado finished 4th at the Pac-12 championship and 4th in that highly competitive mountain region. Sage Hurta finished with a top 10 race on Friday. Columbia is in for the 10th time. They finished 18th in 2018. How about the Indiana Hoosiers? All 11 Hoosier runners finished in the top 100 at Friday's Great Lakes Regional. Minnesota, like Indiana, Minnesota is in as an at-large selection for the 2nd consecutive year. Northern Arizona, 16 NCAA appearances for Northern Arizona's women. Notre Dame is in. Some anxious moments in South Bend as the Irish were 5th in the Great Lakes Regional, but they're in as an at-large. Graduate student Anna Rohr led the Fighting Irish to a 5th place finish with a time of 20 minutes, 11 seconds. Ohio State can celebrate. The Buckeyes are in for the 3rd time in school history. Oregon. Every Oregon Ducks runner finished in the top 100 of the Women's West Regional. Oregon headed to Terre Haute next weekend as well. Utah will run at the NCAA championships for the first time since 2016. All 3 Pac-12 runners, Poppy Tank, the 3 all Pac-12 runners, Poppy Tank, Bella Williams, and Sarah Feeney, have been Utah's top 3 runners in every race they have competed for the Utes. Last but not least, Wisconsin is in the field. The 2-time national champions in for the 30th time in school history. Alicia Munson and Amy Davis finished 1st and 3rd in the Great Lakes Regional. Wisconsin finished 3rd in that Great Lakes Regional. They have some outstanding individual runners, and Wisconsin is in the field once again 30 times in school history. With those 13 at-large teams in, the only athletes left are those individual runners from teams that have not qualified. We'll take a look at your list from the Great Lakes, Mid-Atlantic, and Midwest. Congratulations to runners from Eastern Michigan, Xavier, Butler, and Oakland in the Great Lakes. In the Mid-Atlantic, all Big East runner Madeline Perez heads up the pack of qualifiers. And in the Midwest, Winnie Koskai from Wichita State making her 2nd straight appearance as an individual qualifier. Next up, we show you the qualifiers from the Mountain, Northeast, and South. Promising freshman Camilla No from Montana State makes it to the Nationals in her 1st try. The Northeast qualifiers are led by Hannah Reinhardt from Albany. She is the first qualifier from the school since 2013. And from the South, Jessica Drop from Georgia will return this year and bring along her twin sister, Samantha. Nice story there from the Georgia Bulldogs. Finally, we have the individual qualifiers from the South Central, Southeast, and West. A pair of Aggies qualify, Kelsey Warren and Ashley Driscoll. Hannah Steelman of Wofford, the only non-ACC participant from the Southeast to qualify. And from the West, Portland's Anna Pataki scored a personal record of 20 minutes, 7 seconds to make the field. So there you have it, every single participant in the Women's National Championship meet next week. The men will follow that race. Who will be running in it? We will answer that question in just a minute as our Division I cross-country selection show continues after this short timeout.
The perfect combination of speed and endurance. The NCAA Division I Cross Country Championships. November 23rd at Laverne Gibson Championship Cross Country Course in Terre Haute, Indiana. Visit NCAA.com and get your tickets today.
Welcome back to the 2019 Division I Cross Country Selection Show. The field is now set for the women's race next week. After they run, the men's 10K race will take center stage, and now we unveil the field that will toe the line next week at the Laverne Gibson course in Terre Haute, Indiana. As we did with the women, here are the 18 automatic qualifying teams for the men. And we start in the Great Lakes region. Purdue prevailed in an extremely competitive Great Lakes region race at Wisconsin. The top 4 teams were separated by just 8 points. This is the first Boilermaker team to win the Great Lakes regional title. Purdue's top 5 runners all placed in the top 25. Jarrett Carpenter was 5th with a time of 30 minutes 15 seconds, the 3rd fastest time ever by a Boilermaker in the regional. Also in from the Great Lakes is Notre Dame. The Fighting Irish were 2nd in the Great Lakes in 2018, earning an AQ. Same result and trip to the NCAA Championship in 2019. The Irish placed 4 in the top 25 Friday to earn all-region recognition, while 7 Irish runners finished in the top 30. Sophomore Dylan Jacobs led the way, placing 8th in his first collegiate cross-country 10K. In the Mid-Atlantic, it's Villanova. All 5 of their scorers finished in the top 13 on Friday, helping Villanova win that Mid-Atlantic Regional. Georgetown finished 2nd to Villanova. The 2011 national champion Hoyas are in for the 28th time. In the Midwest, Tulsa won the men's Midwest Regional title for the first time in school history, coming on the heels of an American Athletic Conference championship. Tulsa has won 10 consecutive conference titles, 6 of those coming in the American Athletic Conference. The Hurricanes took 2 through 6 in that conference meet. Iowa State is in. The Cyclones placed 7 in the top 15 to claim the Big 12 crown for a 3rd straight year. Edwin Kurgat added to his trophy case, finishing 1st in the Big 12 race for the 2nd straight season. He also finished 1st in the John McNichols Invitational, held at the Laverne Gibson course in Terre Haute last month. In the Mountain Regional, Northern Arizona, your 2018 National Championship, 3rd straight for the Lumberjacks. They are ranked number 1 once again, led by a freshman, Drew Bosley, who won the Big Sky Conference meet, clinching the conference's Male Athlete of the Year and Male Freshman of the Year. They went 1-2-3 at Friday's Mountain Regional. They have not lost a meet since 2015. Wow. Colorado, the 2019 Pac-12 champions, something they've accomplished for the 7th time in 9 years. Joe Klecker was the 2019 Pac-12 individual champion. This is the 28th consecutive NCAA appearance for Colorado, the longest current streak in the field. In the Northeast Regional, we have Harvard. What a weekend for Harvard. After claiming the Northeast Regional for the first time for both the men and the women, this will be the first time both Crimson teams will compete at Nationals in the same year. Kieran Tuntavante finished 2nd at the Regional for the 2nd consecutive year. Syracuse is in for the 25th time in school history. They finished 26th in 2018. In the South, Ole Miss. You saw the Ole Miss women earlier. This is the 4th straight year both the Rebel men and women are in. 6 consecutive appearances now for the Ole Miss men, who made their first championships in 2014 and have not missed it since. How about Middle Tennessee State? Jacob Chogi and Keegan Chamati have placed in the top 3 in every meet this season, including a 1st and 2nd place finish at the Conference USA Championships. Congratulations to Middle Tennessee State. Out of the South Central, we have Texas. The Longhorn men dominated the South Central Regional on Friday, thanks in part to a 1-2 finish from Sam Worley and John Rice. A day to remember for Texas, as it was the men's first regional title since 2012. Worley won UT's first individual regional medal since 2003. You see some action of the Longhorns running. Great job this season by the Texas Longhorns. Arkansas finished second to Texas in the South Central Regional. The Razorbacks are in for the 48th time in school history. How about that? Southeast now, Virginia flexed its muscles in the Southeast Regional Friday, putting 5 runners in the top 20. A.J. Ernst was the top UVA men's runner, but again, great balance for the Cavaliers in this race and really all season. Virginia Tech is in, 22nd ranked in the country. They are in the second men's automatic berth from the Southeast Regional. Out west, Portland finished second in the WCC Championships, and they picked it up a notch during the West Region race, taking first with a team score of 65. Afterwards, Coach Rob Connor said, "I'm very proud of how patient, confident, and tough the team was." Second out west is Stanford. Entering the weekend, they were the only program in the country to qualify both of its men's and women's teams to the NCAA cross-country championships in each of the last 25 years. We'll make it 26. On to the top 13 at-large teams. Now again, we will unveil who has qualified to run in alphabetical order the 13 at-large schools. And we start with Alabama. They finished second in the SEC Championships. You see some footage from Alabama. Always competitive in the SEC. Alabama will be in the NCAA Championships this season. Boise State, second straight top 5 finish, top 5 regional finish. Boise State beat out 3 nationally ranked programs at the Bill Dellinger Invitational. No surprise to see the second-ranked team in the country, BYU, in the field. BYU's men's team has advanced to the NCAA National Championships every year since 1999. Florida State is in for the 15th time in school history. Furman, like the women, Furman's men just won their 7th straight SoCon title. Senior Ryan Adams won the individual title at the SoCon Championships to earn Conference Runner of the Year honors. How about Indiana? Thanks to a 4th and 6th place finish from Ben Beach and Kyle Mao, Indiana finished second at the Big Ten Championships. No surprise to see the Iona Gales win the Metro Atlantic Athletic Conference. They've done so 29 consecutive years. Ahab El-Sendali was named the conference's most outstanding performer. He is a runner to watch this weekend. Michigan, the Wolverines were third in the Great Lakes Regional, 1 point behind second place Notre Dame, but Michigan does get an at-large spot. Isaac Hardig led Michigan by finishing 9th on Friday. NC State is in for the 5th consecutive year. Oregon earned a top 3 regional finish for the first time since 2016. 4 national titles on that Oregon men's cross-country resume. After finishing 4th in the Mountain Regional Friday, Utah State is in. The Aggies were confident about their chances, and the confidence is rewarded. Utah State is in for just the 2nd time in school history. Washington also received an historic win individually on Friday. Senior Andrew Jordan became the first Husky male ever to win the West Regional title, and Washington's entire team will go as well. And just like on the women's side, Wisconsin is the final name on the screen. Alphabetical order does make the Badgers sweat just a little bit, but Wisconsin is used to seeing their highlights and their name on the screen for the NCAA championship meet. This is their 57th NCAA appearance. Wisconsin hosting that regional championship event, and they are in as an at-large selection. Congratulations to all 31 teams that will be running in the national meet. The only thing left on the starting grid are boxes of individual qualifying runners. All individual qualifiers finish in the top 25 of their regions. Take a look now at the Great Lakes, Mid-Atlantic, Midwest, and Mountain regions. You see the Great Lakes, some impressive collection of runners there. From the Mid-Atlantic, a Princeton pair, Cameron Fisher and Connor Lundy, will compete. The Big Ten dominating the Midwest with runners from Minnesota, Iowa, and Nebraska joining Missouri's Thomas George. And from the Mountain West, Weber State gets a pair in, Christian Allen leading the pack in qualifying. Now let's take a look at the individuals coming out of the Northeast and South. Alex Masai from Hofstra, the individual winner of the Northeast Regional. Ryan Kutch finished 4th. See a couple of runners representing UMass Lowell. The highest finisher from a non-qualified team in the South was Ben Varghese of East Tennessee State. The South Central Regional features 5 individual qualifiers. Justin Domingue finished 5th in the regional. He represents UT Arlington. 5 more runners out of the Southeast Regional. 2 talented runners from Campbell and 2 from Coastal Carolina. And finally, 4 from the West Regional. James Mwara of Gonzaga finished 3rd in the 10K race on Friday. He is headed to Terre Haute and will join a couple of UCLA Bruins and Nick Randazzo of UC Santa Barbara. The field is now set. All that is left is to travel to Terre Haute and determine the best for 2019. The national championship meet is Saturday, November 23rd at the Laverne Gibson Championship Cross Country Course. The gun for the women's race will fire at 11:15 Eastern for that 6K race. The men's 10K slated to start at 12:15. You cannot attend the meet in person. You can watch a live stream of the championship on FloTrack with a pro subscription. You can visit FloTrack's website for details on how to purchase access. Thank you so much for joining us today. Congratulations to all of the runners and best of luck to all the student athletes competing in this year's championship.
The perfect combination of speed and endurance. The NCAA Division I Cross Country Championships. November 23rd at Laverne Gibson Championship Cross Country Course in Terre Haute, Indiana. Visit NCAA.com and get your tickets today.